Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. Yes, it's totally really me in the top right-hand corner. Though I just realized the image isn't quite lined up properly. Uh, you can see the game at the... See, there's my mouse cursor. Can I fix that? Is that a thing that I should even worry about? Let's unlock it here. Unlock that. Let's see if I can fix that at all. Not really. It'll then be bigger than the box. Bring it back in a little bit, bring it in a little bit over here. Yeah, no matter what, it's gonna not quite work. So we'll just leave it alone. There we go. It's a little better. Can't. There we go. There's my mouse cursor. Yeah, you can't really. There's a little gap right there. Oh well. We'll live with it. Anyways, hi, welcome, greetings. I kind of want to redo this area. Just not completely happy. You won't live with it, you'll live with it. I don't know. I'm not happy with how this area turned out. I like it. I just think it's a little. I don't know. It needs some space to breathe. It needs some room. So we're gonna give it some room. We're gonna redo a little bit of this. This right here. We'll probably wind up losing this row of buildings, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I am. My head is pounding. Oh, absolutely pounding. So what we're going to do is start off by dezoning all of that and all of that and letting all these buildings go away. And then we'll detail this area right after we redo it. We may even redo this side. We might redo this road. Maybe curve the bridge and bring it in straighter. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, my allergies are just in full swing right now, and I mean you probably even hear it in my voice. Like, just I don't feel good. I kind of like the idea of having the bridge curve and meet up, because we could bring this road all the way to like here and then start a curve and go up and then bring it down. Let's do it. Let's make it a thing. Get rid of that to there, and then we will bring this out to about there, maybe here. How far is this bridge segment? It is 1,200. That's only 880, so we would want to go back like to about there. So yeah, that's where we want to stop, is right about there. And that's now just a straight shot through. I know everything looks odd because this side is at a different angle. In fact, we're even going to get rid of zoning on this. It doesn't need zoning. Excuse me. I sound better today than I did yesterday. I think I sound worse today, but it could just be that my ears are all stopped up today too. I really don't feel good. It happens. It's just part of struggling with allergies. Let's be elevated. I want to see what this costs elevated. $22.90. I want to get a fairly similar elevation here. So that's going to be as close as I can get that. I did not do smooth slopes, but that's okay. We can fix that. And then I'm just going to go straight across. That's not going to make the prettiest connection, but we can fix that. First things first, they both need to be at the same elevation. So we'll come over to here. Just getting more practice for a city start. Not a bad idea. I wonder when it's going to come out. Like, is it going to be out soon? Were they gonna give like Cities Skylines the last DLC a chance to kind of have its moment in the sun, or what? That's a really steep slope there. So is that one. This one's fixable though. We come back here. 8% still kind of much. Oh, there's stuff zoned off of that. Okay, well, we'll just lose the stuff that's zoned off of that. Right there and right there, and we'll make a decent bridge. Yeah, I'm thinking like holiday, like October, November. That's my guess. I mean, I don't know, but if I had to place a guess, that's where I'd put it. And let's just go ahead and slope to there because we have post office. Yeah, we got a post office on that. Oh my goodness, my stomach. He's making all kinds of unhappy noises. And because it's also unhappy. When my allergies are bad, my stomach is usually pretty upset as well. It's knock-on effect type thing. So this area has one connection there, so they will definitely need another. I don't want to connect it here. Simply because I think we have enough connections. We could maybe get a connection come in between these two neighborhoods, though. That might be a thing we can do. We will investigate. We'll see what's what. But I am happier with this road being squared off. So we're going to get rid of all of this. And everything's going to complain. And there were bus routes, and I probably should have deleted them first, but oh well. What's done is done, and we can never go back now. Oh yeah, I never finished fixing this bridge. I want to bring it back at least one more segment for the slope, and then I want to curve it. Hey, Tay, how are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. Excuse me. I will be constantly clearing my throat today. It's not what I wanted to do. Get rid of that one, please. Simply because, allergies. So what I'm thinking we can do is, yeah, this is obviously ugly, horrible bridge, and no one likes it. It has no friends. But we can now come in with the range line mode, and I think if we go like actually from here to like there, yeah. It's a little better. This corner here might still be a bit much, but we can then grab here to here and smooth that out. And now we have a bridge with a curve, but a smooth curve as it does its thing. And I think that works fine. I think it works just fine. So cool. What I want to do is see if we have a really small road that I can use as alleys. If not, like, do I have any one user or two-way? I do. But it has a big sidewalk. And I don't want the big sidewalk. Let's see how big this sidewalk is. Just back on the ground. Go here. Yeah, that's a bit more formal than I would like for an alley. I think, though, I've got another one that is 1U that has just nothing to the sides. I just don't know where it is, so I gotta find it. Excuse me. I thought I had one anyway. Something like that, but I don't want one way. And I don't want parking. Maybe I don't. Just swore I had something that would work in that regard. So, if I don't have that, then... And see, these one-ways even have big ol' alleys. Or not big ol' alleys, big ol' sidewalks. And I don't like it. Does this one have... Yep. What to do, what to do, what to do. What about one of these? That it just looks like what it is, path. Man, I swear I used to have a nice 1-unit road that had no sidewalks on it. I swear I did. Am I just overlooking it? Or do I just not have it? Or are we just going to have to do a path and be happy with just a path behind there? I think that's going to be the case. So I don't want it to have these big sidewalks. Alleys, you typically don't have a big sidewalk on them. Alright, well, it'll just have to be a path then. It's fine. We'll live with it. What I won't live with is the fact that there's no zoning on this. I want to fix that. Actually, no, I don't. I want to not have zoning on that road after all. So, I'm going to grab this, bring that back in, but this time we're going to come out. Instead of doing the 400, we're going to come out one extra, maybe. Ooh, okay, it's not wanting to cooperate, so what we'll do is turn off road guidelines. It's just trying to snap to a lot of different things, and we don't want it snapping to those things. Do I have anarchy on? I do. Turn that off. And then this needs to come up right here, but then not connect. Okay, I don't want it to go all the way to that road. I want it to go, like, right there. So then what we should have... Oh, and I do want this to have zoning. This is where it's going to be a pain in the butt. Like, what I do and don't want to have zoning is going to be constantly in conflict with each other. I'm going to move that right there for now, just so it's out of my way. And get rid of all these buildings. You know what? Let's just... So I can see what I'm doing a little better here. It's sad, I know. Why is it not deleting those buildings? Are they offices or something? Well, it's deleting them now. Okay, well, whatever. This wouldn't do me. I don't know why. Alright, what are you? You are a tiny park. Well, you get away for now, tiny park. I don't need you at the moment. So how's everybody doing this Sunday afternoon? I hope you are all well. Everybody's having a nice, relaxing day. Just gonna get rid of all this. And we're starting over on this neighborhood. Because I can. Because, you know, totally thing I can do. Yeah, we'll get rid of that for now, too. And in fact, we'll just get rid of the park entirely. Alright, awesome. So, we want to run this here and have zoning on that, but we don't want zoning on the side streets. So no zoning there, no zoning there. Cool. It does not have zoning. Awesome. So then we will run, what was that? 440. We'll go up 440 again. And then here, we need to turn the zoning back on. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of back and forth with the zoning tool. Not really a way to avoid that, though. There's no hotkeys for that. You just kind of have to deal with it. I'm going to get rid of all this as well, just so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. For now, I'm going to get rid of that little extra bit. We may wind up putting part of it back. I don't know. And then I want to see how long is this whole thing here. It is 1,800. So if we do... Let's get that in there. If we bring in, like, here. Now, why did that get rid of zoning on the roads that way? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Like, why would it get rid of that zoning? That's really peculiar. Where are we? There we go. I want to just count here real quick. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to go 2 more over on this. So here's what I'm going to do. So that's 8. I just want to basically have little blocks to where we can get like 3 buildings per block. Gonna have to just remove the zoning after the fact. It's gonna keep acting up. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And then we'll run that one up. I don't have that connected because that's just a really short distance between there and that intersection. And it will cause traffic problems. So we don't have it. So we'll do another block here. So this road will move. Come back, come back. There we go. That'll go up that way. And then, yeah, we could probably get another block in here. So 560. Not up here, though. That won't work. And then we might be able to get one more block down this way. Yeah, and then that gets that a lot closer now to that side, which is kind of what I wanted to have to begin with. I didn't want to have a big gap like we had. I wanted it to be all along, much closer. So I think this will make me happier. We could go with another block back here, but it'll hit the rail pretty quick. So I think not. I think we'll just leave it as is. And we're going to get our paths in. So we're going to go ahead and run those all the way over to there. So we may need to relocate that movie theater. Or maybe we'll just leave it there and because they've got a connection there. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. It'll be fine. But I do want to put a path here and a path here because that'll allow them to go between that road and that side street, which is not bad. Connectivity's good. All right, so back here, I do want the zoning on the side street, but only on this side. So let's see if we can't make that happen. Okay, it's saying that it can't do that for some reason. So now, if I did that right, this should only be zoning. Yeah, okay, cool, I did that right. Let's turn all my zoning back on. Put that road back that I deleted. So there should be no zoning on that road. This is going to be tricky to figure out whether or not there is or is not zoning, though. I guess we just turn it off. Basically, I don't want any of the buildings facing in. I want them all facing out to the street so that we get, like, alleyways, basically. I'm going to assume that this is doing what I want it to do. And I can't upgrade any more of those, so that means I must have gotten them all. Oh, wait, no, I wanted that one. My bad. My bad. Put that back. There we go. Cool. And then we gotta fix water pipes because they are no longer under the roads where they belong. Today's going good. Well, that was a long delay in answering that question. I'm glad today's going good. I should have this saved back to you tonight after this stream. I know that's probably way too late for you to do anything with it this weekend. You're building a city. Yeah, that's always a good day. So cool. I think I'm going to be happier with this area now. I do want to come in here and like right here, take that out. And I want to put that big park back in that we had because I like it. What park did we have though? That's not what I meant to do. I just randomly placed a basketball court. It was this park. Yeah, we're going to put this back in the middle right here. Even though there's no zoning, it'll still snap because there's just enough of a grid to either side. Show the second character in Diablo. Oh, did you get Diablo 4? Isn't that what it's called, Diablo 4? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Run that way, that way, and then we'll make a connection there. And then that gives us lots of connectivity throughout this area. By including the park. And then we'll have a couple of small parks. I think it'll be important. We're going to go with a tiny playground right here in this corner. We could put it like in the middle of some houses, but I think I'll put it in the corner. And then we'll do another one like down here. This one is like, oh, that's more weight benches than it is a playground, if you ask me. That's like a place to go work out. We want this to be a place for kids. There we go. Place for kids. We may even do a community garden here in one of these. I think that could be kind of cool. The basketball goal is fine. Yeah, let's do a little community garden too. That's the other small park. Yeah, this one that runs the other direction. I think that would be kind of cool to have this little community garden. Let's actually bring that in and incorporate it into this park. We might be able to get a few of these in here and do something kind of cool. Like if we do, so the community garden is that one. And then we could throw a gazebo in the middle, or even on the end, and just have 2 rows of community gardens. Let's see, yeah, we have a little pond, gazebo, and just plants. I like the idea of 2 community gardens. I mean, I know there's already a gazebo over there, so maybe we just go ahead and do community gardens for all 3. I'm just making a really big community garden. I like community gardens. I think it's a fantastic idea. Where I lived in Springfield, Missouri, in the downtown part, they had a really big community garden, and it actually was very successful. Like, people would plant different things. Anybody that lived in the neighborhood could come and pick things. It was really cool. And it did surprisingly well. Like, nobody really messed with it or anything. So, the downside to what we have just done is I now only have one way in and out of this entire neighborhood. And that's bad. But we could possibly remedy that by all my zoning off. Gonna go out straight just like to there, and then we're gonna curve without any of our road guidelines. That may be angle. Maybe angle. I'm gonna try to get under this bridge if I can. I think it'll work. Yeah. And for now, we're just gonna connect it there. We will probably do something a little bit better. So I'm thinking about redoing this neighborhood too. I just don't know what I want to do with it. This one I knew what I wanted to do with it. So yeah, we're ready for zoning. And that is just a matter of dropping it all in here. So I don't want to get too close to the railroad tracks back here. So I'm going to back that off. And then I don't want to go off of that road. Reasons. And then back here, same thing. I don't want to get too close. Now, let's make sure my district still lines up. Yeah, it still covers all that, so we'll be fine. By not putting any zoning here, I can't get any houses here. So instead, we'll do just a bit of commercial back here. Just a little bit. Cool. And then we should be able to get that started. I think the bus stops will update. Because we have roads. They did not. They tried. Bless their hearts. They tried. What's it doing here? Let's bring this down to here. It's actually not in too bad a shape. But I do have it looping back on itself quite a bit here. So let's move that one and then delete it, and then why that took care of the looping. Okay, cool. So we put a stop over here and move this one. Just move that one to there. And we can drag a stop down to here, and then we can get rid of that because I don't want it stopping out on that main road. But I do. It does come down to this other neighborhood, and that is good. So it doesn't quite loop around here, but pretty close. You only have to walk a couple blocks to go in a different direction. So it's not that big of a deal. And I think this neighborhood's going to look a little bit better by having this space for an alley. I just think it's going to greatly improve what we have going on here. So obviously nothing will ever grow in there because there's a park in the way. And there's no zoning on that side street. So let's let this run. This is where I could do time-lapse if it were video. But it's not. God, we're losing $70,000. Holy cow, why are we losing so much money in this city? Oof. So we are going to give this area just a little bit of screening. I'm going to come into the prop line tool, which I used to not really like the prop line tool because it would just... The trees were always exactly the same, but now that it puts the variation in, I'm a little happier with it. I don't want it to be too dense. Yeah, that should be fine. I want it just a little farther away, though. Or do I want it closer? I want it closer. So right about here. Because I want to run a fence behind here as well. We're just going to, like, double privacy this area. Yeah, that's good. So from that side, you see nice, attractive trees. This side, I'm going to try my best to squeeze a fence in here. Just right along that line. So there's still a little space to this sidewalk for just a little bit of green, but the people who live in that neighborhood now have a bit of privacy. Because if we look, like, from pedestrian height, you're not just looking into somebody's front porch. That will eventually be somebody's front porch. Or, well, I think it's not porch, but stoop of the building. They're growing right back in despite the fact that we have no demand. So that's kind of a nice thing. And yeah, I think that it's better having removed the zoning off the side streets. We don't have buildings. They're all staying on the street. And of course, by using the roads with the nice wide sidewalks, we have some pretty good separation here. So it doesn't feel too much like just a brick canyon. Alright, cool. So while that does its thing, we're going to come over here, and work on a little bit of this. I kind of want to redo where our park facility is here. Not that it's bad there, it's just kind of stuck there, you know, like I just kind of was like, yeah, here's a good spot for it, I'll put it there. And I'd like to create a little campus. That way we can get maybe more than one of them. And to do that, we're going to go right here and bring this back to here. And then, even though this doesn't follow that same line, we're going to use it. Bring that out about half, which is there. And then bring this out another half, which is there. And then try to get a nice curve there. And I think that looks fine. And then these dudes can now come sit back here. But instead of having them like just right on this road, I'm going to bring another small road up off of here. And we could probably use more than one of these in the town, to be honest. And I had zoning turned off that whole time. Yay, I knew I would eventually regret using this tool. There we go. Now I can move this over here. There we go. We need some water pipes, though. So let's get those in. Run up straight there. Go ahead and run straight here. I know you don't have water. Settle down. You'll get it. Starting to see a bit of heavy industry. Or not heavy industry, but heavy industry traffic out here. And I'm pretty sure I left just enough space to get a second one of those in there. Yep. I think we could use more than one, and oh, we already had more than one. I didn't realize we had one there. And then we'll kill this one, because that one doesn't really fit in there. Yeah, that wasn't really the best place for one anyway. Kind of like to get like another block in right here, because I think we could get more buildings. What if we just kind of followed that around and went there? That's a thing we could do. I'm supposed to be detailing, but I wanted to get these over here first. And then I actually do want to do some detailing up here. I just don't know what exactly yet. I mean, like, it's a fishing industry with a water treatment plant right behind it. But these are all, well, these aren't. These are just, so some of these are eco, some of them aren't. That was a mistake on my part. Your city's coming along very well. When did you start it? Just today? They're all the same. So those don't really put out a lot of pollution. I know that looks like there's pollution there. That's because I had two of the wrong ones. But if you look, there's less pollution over to this side, and it's already clearing there. Oh, this city we're building. Oh, Broston County? Yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's going. This series and Pine Pass, I've been much more thoughtful and intentional about where I put things. Just to try to, I don't know, make it feel a little better. So, these guys currently, when they go to work, they look across the street and see where the poop water goes. That's not fun for them. So, we should probably reorient this section. That's what we're going to do before we detail it. We can move those out of there. So that goes back 7 tiles. So we want to have the back of it facing out this way. So there's 7. So that would be where the road would go, but I want to give it some space. So I think I'm going to bring it all the way to here. I mean, I know that's really close for this other road, but we could also do something like this. Just that little section. I just don't think this is going to be big enough to fit everything I had in here. Yeah, it's definitely not. Excuse me. So we would want the plastics to fit there. So yeah, that's going to have to come out a couple more. Excuse me, man. Just dying over here. Not literally, but you know what I mean. That goes there. Our plastics will go right there. Then we'll move this back into place. Maybe. Hello? Can you... Why don't you want to sit there? It's odd. And I have just enough space for that. The clip on. Yeah, I think that's better. And then we can do like some trees. Maybe even some fencing back here. Probably just trees. And hide this a lot better. Though I thought I had a mod that disabled the running for trees around pollution. Really thought we did. So I'm gonna once again just steal some trees and just the line right here and spin them around and do it again, just to get some separation between the poop water plants and the factory here. I think they would appreciate it just a bit. Leave it just an area up along the side there. Doesn't look bad. It's very dense. It's incredibly dense, and that's what I wanted. But we also have the ruining happening there. It might be a little too dense, though. I mean, it follows this line. Yeah, but it is a little too dense. So what we'll do is just kind of randomly delete some. Thin it out. There. That's pretty good, except we've got like 3 of the same tree right here. 4 of the same tree right here. There. That's better. And then, this is where I wish we had like signage and stuff for this game. I'd love to have like a big sign right here indicating this is the seafood factory and all that. And like a way just to have like an entry into this guy's area. I also wish there was variation on our actual fish factories. I'm surprised that these 4 docks are keeping all of this running. This is just kind of impressive. Just all of this has plenty of fish. And we even have this thing that's nearly full. So it's kind of impressive. So these aren't sitting super full of commercial goods. We might switch one more of them over to fish. You're 26, you're 26. So yeah, we'll switch this one over to fish and just store that much more fish. If they're not going to be able to keep up with the commercial goods production, I think it's warranted. So over here by the shore, again, I don't think this is an area that would probably have received, maybe down in here, yeah, it would receive a bit of attention and look a bit more manicured. But I think around the edges, it wouldn't be. I think we would just see stuff like this, just the scraggly trees that were already there. So that's what we're going to do around the edge here, just to kind of fill this in, and we're going to bring this all the way in back here. Just kind of rotate it a few times. This area may still yet grow some. We may need more power. It's hard to say. I think we've kind of reached the end of what we can do with our solar right here, but I think there's still room for more geothermal maybe over here. Just bring the road off a little bit. And I want just... Wow, we're getting a ton of traffic right here all of a sudden. What is it with this map and traffic just lately? It was fine. The city has not grown that much. We're not importing nearly as much. Like, our imports are way down. Oh, hey, look, this nightmare that we dealt with last night, it's just sorted itself out, even though I did nothing. That's always fun. This is still not filling in, though, and I was hoping that it would get filled in so I could come through here and figure out what I wanted to do with detailing. I don't want to put anything right here, so maybe here we bring... I can't really bring this fence around, though, because if I do, it's going to be a visibility issue. As is, it's kind of a visibility issue, so I'm going to back it off a little bit to here. And what we can do instead is bring it to right here and up this way. And then that's a little more consistent. Bring it all the way to there, and then I can delete part of it and put the path back in. Yeah. But I want it to give me a node there so that I can delete just that section, and it won't. Because as soon as I go to do that, it like gets rid of the nodes. So can I add a node to the fence? Alright. That, oh, it always scares me when it does that. There we go. Whoops. I think I just deleted somebody's house. Sorry! They'll get over it. They'll build a new one. Government comes in, knocks down your house, and their answer is like, you build a new one. Alright, we should be back. I'm going to type this because people won't hear me say it. There we go. If they're not seeing anything. Yeah, OBS has been just randomly deciding to freeze lately. I should have just stuck with version 28. It was stable. I never had any problems. Like, it just worked. But no, I gave in and upgraded to 29. I'm just waiting for it to do the announcement. It might not do another announcement. The bot may not have realized I was gone. Anyways, we should be back now. But yeah, what I was saying is, I thought that we had a mod that would get rid of the ruining by trees, but I thought Bob did it. Like, I thought that would take care of it, but apparently not. So I think I've got a conflict somewhere with Bob and something else. Just looking to see if it's here. Harmony shouldn't do anything. What else would prop control? Prop visibility? No. Thank you. LBS just went. It's not rebalanced industries though, honestly. Huh? What is that? Why is that it? See, I don't know what the default values are supposed to be. No idea. I don't even know what this is. I don't even remember reading this. Unless it's changed. Is prop control doing anything? No. I want to figure out what is... Probably this. I hate this new fucking mod. I know it's not that, but I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I want to get rid of it soon. I don't know what would be conflicting with Bob. So, let's go see if I can figure it out. Let me open Steam here. Let me change this so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Go to workshop. Workshop. If I just type in Bob, does that find it? Yes. So this should mention what is getting rid of its ability to do this. Yeah, removal of tree prop running on train. That's what I want to get rid of. But what is... Bob won't see any proper tree changes applied by network scans. Well, I'm not using network scans. Oh, there it goes. It finally, it doesn't mention what's causing this. Check that it's enabled. See that stupid Skive overrides all kinds of shit. I want to get rid of it so bad. Yeah, I don't know why it's not getting rid of the running, but I don't know. Would we rather have realistic pollution or trees that don't wither? Because the trees definitely wither when they're in a polluted area. And it's going to prevent us from putting trees anywhere back here. Because look, that's just what they look like. They're just dead. Just dead. Guess I'll just turn pollution off. Kind of annoyed that it doesn't just work in Bob way I thought it was supposed to. Like, kind of super annoyed, in fact. Why did that lose zoning? I don't know. But we're going to redo this area, too. because I don't like it at all. At all, not at all. Excuse me. I just want to get it closer to the road so we don't have these big gaps. I mean, yeah, I could just fill that up with trees, but then, I don't know, that's not super realistic. You just have this isolated area just surrounded by woods. That's dumb. Plus, I like for this to maybe line up a little bit better. We could also maybe get a connection in here somewhere. So maybe we bring it closer to this road, and then wherever it comes out over there is fine. Yeah, I'm just going to turn pollution off. I don't want the ruined trees. Like I said, not really. Open district styles editor, district styles plus. Why do I have two different district style editors? District styles editor, district style editor. They're both the same thing. Whatever. Pollution. Gone. If there was a way to just get rid of the cosmetic effects, I would. There we go. Pollution's now gone. And the trees should all now appear healthy. Yes. Well, that instantly removed the pollution, too. Like, just immediately gone. What the hell now? Okay, so this cleared up for traffic, and now we have a bajillion cars down here. And they are all wanting to turn left. To go where? Why do I spend so much time troubleshooting traffic? Oh, Jesus. I want to be like everywhere. Mainly into there. Oh, no, the trucks want to go up that way. Why don't you come down here and use that? Makes more sense. Well, pretty soon you're not going to be able to drive in here anyway, because I'm getting rid of it. Do I, though? All of this is just going to go away. Did I really do that whole neighborhood with bike paths? There we go. That should really upset everything completely. We'll put the schools back in a minute. And the parking and all that stuff. So that should be... Yeah, it should just leave us with a bunch of buildings and bus stops that aren't connected, but we'll fix the bus stops. In fact, we can just get rid of the bus stops for now. Just delete these. We'll be able to delete them. Usually you can right-click on them and delete them. Well, when that happens, just put a road over it. That will usually attach the bus stop to the road. But in this case, did not. Usually it does. What if I cheat and do this? So I'm not putting them on the road. Weird. Yeah, that'll usually pop those around the road if you build a road over them. Oh, you can fix that later. It'll be alright. Bus stops are easy to fix. All that. Cool. And you and all you. Go away. Everybody go away. No, this isn't about a traffic fix down here. This is just about me not liking this neighborhood and wanting to redo it. That's all this comes down to. That. Turn off zoning. Perfect. And now we can run our roads up through here. For now, we're just going to put in just a plain old boring street. And we want it to butt right up against this road going both directions. Just does not want to stop. I guess I could use that as a guideline. It won't be perfectly up against that. Leave a little bit of separation. That might not be a bad thing, but I was going to put offices or commercial back here anyway. So yeah, I'd rather have it right up against it. Though once we get to here, it will cut into some of that, but it's alright. And And then going this direction, I kind of want the same thing. So I'm going to make a connection here just temporarily. So that I know where this road needs to go, and that needs to go up that way. Awesome. And that can go. And then we are going to once again leave just a little bit of space so we can make like an alleyway or something. This did not make proper. Now it is. It wasn't square. And that was, you know, irritating me a little bit. So now it's better. This can go out to here, but then it has to, that's the end of it. But now this gives us a nice place to connect this road. A much nicer place. Hope I didn't go out front of it. About one extra. There we go. Lovely jovely. And then same thing here. Then yeah, see, we can bring that in right back there. But it's not cooperating because there's so many different road guidelines here, so we can turn that off. Do like that, and then bring this across like that. That one up. Why does it do that? Did it over here too? Look, just like random little bits that aren't. Whatever. So now I need to get this to connect to that. So I want to go again a little bit straight off of there, and we're gonna need to curve that direction. Actually, I don't know that I even curve that much, but we're gonna do it anyway. And then put that there, and get a nice little curve back into there. So you can come out of this area and into that area, but this needs obviously another connection somewhere. We can't have just one. I really like the idea of having no connections here, but I don't think we're going to be able to get away with that. Because if I had to choose, break up this road or break up this road, it's this one that's going to be the candidate every time. So I go like right here. Oh, I need to like be there. Not there either, but I want to have two 90s here, but I don't think I'm going to get two 90s. And by 90s, I just mean 90 degrees. 6 is close. It's just like they just don't quite line up. So do this. I might get lucky here. Nope. So instead, we will just kill that. Bring this to right here and then down. That's better. So it gives us one way in and out of that one way in and out of that one, and then they can go between the two. Again, not the best solution, I don't think. We could potentially bring a bridge across here, but that's a high school. I don't want to lose the high school. So we'd have to do it like here, just bring a bridge across and just connect maybe there. And that would give them one more way in and out. Well, we already have a lot in the way of bridges. And I don't want this to start acting as a collector either. But I guess it would, because it's not through traffic. Yeah, it'd be fine. The question is, how well will a bridge even work right here? Because we don't have a whole lot of space to get it up in the air. I don't know that it's gonna look right. So we need to go up 10. Oh, that's pretty steep, but I mean, I've lived places that have steeper bridges than that, so we're gonna roll with it. And then we're gonna go up 10 on this side. Like that. And we're just gonna use anarchy. Actually, I only need to use anarchy to connect the two, and then we'll just straighten these out. Or not straighten them out, but we'll come in with the arrange a line tool. Just make these look a little bit better. Not like that, though. Maybe we hit it once going like that. And then do it again going the other way. It's not bad, other than, you know, the pillar in the middle of the railroad and the tree right underneath it. Both things that are fixable. So here, we just need to move this. I want to move just the pillar, not... Oh, it's just a visual thing. Cool. Yeah? Yeah, I like it. It works for me. So my bus stops did not update. Normally they do. Normally if you put a road kind of close, they... Like that one did. That one's fine now. It's totally happy. That one's just like, nope. And that one updated, but I can't delete it. Wait, I cannot. Wait, it's just gonna have to delete that whole line and redo it. It's okay. I don't mind. What I do want to check, yeah, our district's not quite in the right spot anymore. So we want to fix that. I'm almost tempted to come in again with just these brown studs. I think this looks a lot better, by the way, now. By having just everything lined up per block and not having any on these side streets. So everything faces a street, then they have an alley. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better than it did. And I'm much more pleased. To the point that I'm thinking of just doing that over here again. So I don't know that the wall-to-wall buildings, it's kind of a lot when you do wall-to-wall buildings. They start feeling very repetitious very fast. So I'm going to throw in one of these parks kind of here-ish. And then we want to get a few other parks in, just in a couple places. Actually, this could be a nice place to put a little pond, because then that, you know, it's got trees and things, so it's not a big deal that it's back there by the railroad. And then we could probably even bring a path in off of it. I bet you anything there's a path. Yep. Oh, really? No. Okay, there is. So it should be a path connection right there. So we could turn this off. Do a grid right here. Gotta get some food. Alright. Enjoy. Turn my road guidelines back on. Come off of this one. No, you don't want to connect on that one, huh? Alright. You like this one? You like this one? Fair? Okay, cool. But I want to curve it if it'll let me. It will. Kind of go like that, and then curve like that, and then that connects that area up nicely. And then I think I could probably even get away with getting under this bridge right here, maybe. No, it doesn't like that I'm using that one. Sometimes these nodes that are built into parks are like, yeah, totally, build a path off of me. And then other times they're like, nah, don't touch me, dude. What if we go straight? Is it happier if it's a straight? It's just, no matter what, not going to cooperate. Okay, that's fine. We won't go off that side then. Go off of just that side. Let's fix this bus line. It's bothering me just a bit. So, where are these broken stops? They should be on this line. And that's one of them. Can I delete just to stop? Can't. Alright, well, we'll just delete the whole line. And we'll put it back. Everybody's like, no, we were using that. So we're starting there at a transfer station. And then we come up here into this neighborhood. We'll just go on this block. We'll grab one there. Here, jumping all over the place. And then we'll jump down to here, go down here, and then we'll go around this outside edge. Like so, and then we'll just loop our way back. Yep. And then on this side, when we come back, we're going to go down here. Right there. And then back. That should take care of that. And I want to make that same kind of dark green just so I don't get confused where this new bus line came from. Because I will. I will get confused. Alright, so we have demand. We have the inability to get out of that menu. But we also probably now need to put our schools back in because I did kind of, you know, just obliterate the schools. High capacity elementary, I think I'm going to just tuck it in right up here by this so we can service both those areas really well. And then we're going to throw a high school in right next to it. And I think that will be sufficient. I don't think we need to add any parks or anything like that for it. So police coverage is not the greatest in this area, if we're being honest. We could maybe get in like a police station that sits back here by this bridge. It doesn't get us coverage back in these corners, though. We could go with a larger one, but then that takes up just a ton of space. This one is physically smaller, but costs a lot more than these. And as it is, the city continues to struggle with money. We are actively losing money right now. Yeah, putting one right here isn't going to benefit anybody, except for some people right there. So maybe instead we come up here with one. That doesn't really do much either. I just don't want them here in this neighborhood because they just don't match. They don't fit in with the architecture at all. I want to keep that consistent. But I don't think I have a choice, do I? I mean, it's a really inefficient place to put that. This one won't have the coverage to get it all. And even if I do that... Actually, that does have the coverage to get all that? Really? It even gets all of that back there done. Ooh. Okay, so maybe we do go with a big one over here. So fire coverage is okay. Not anything to get too terribly excited about, but it'll do. And then healthcare. Again, not perfectly covered, but they're really close to 2 hospitals, so I'm just not gonna worry about it. Deathcare looks pretty good. Cool. Schools should be fine now. Yeah, plenty of capacity on both of those. What we don't have capacity on, excuse me. Here's our university. Oh my god. Allergies suck. They really, really suck. Yeah, we'll just stick with wall-to-wall buildings over here. I've talked myself into it, so let's make sure that's what is chosen here. Yeah, I see the icons right there. Cool, let's redo this. We do have some office demand, some commercial demand. I do want to do what we did earlier, though, and I also want to give this area slightly nicer roads now that I have decided what we're going to do. So we're going to, for the roads that go left to right here, we're going to upgrade these. Because this is going to be what we actually zone on. Bus lines will sort themselves out in a minute. Oh, there you go. And then here we do have to have zoning back here, I think. No, we won't do anything in that corner. It'll be fine. And then I want to switch to just a grassy one here. But I think for the grassy one, we're going to actually add our bicycle lanes back in. But we're going to turn off zoning temporarily. And I think this... Actually, we don't really need to do bicycle lanes on all these, just really like back here. I'm going to bring that all the way around to there. Yeah, we don't really need bicycle lanes in that area. We will just do plain 2-lane road with median. And then that gets us bicycles down that way. And I think that's far enough into the neighborhood. They'll be all right. We can just run a little path there and they can cut through right there. So then I just want to go back to grass median. This side with no zoning. Hopefully this fixes some of this weirdness that we're seeing. For the most part, we still have a little bit of strange things happening here. But for the most part, that took care of it. We don't need that little nub. And now I do want to bring the bicycle path on through this neighborhood. So we're going to turn our zoning back on so that we don't lose any homes while I do this. Come all the way down to here and bring it through here. Now I need to turn zoning back off because we want to come through here and we don't want to add any zoning that direction. Yay! That tool is so much less convenient than the mod that we had that did the same thing. So they should update the bus stops on their own. It should be fine. And I think we're ready to zone this. I was just looking around to see if we're having any more weird death waves. Well, you're not. Why is this bus stop not updating? It should do. Where's the buses? They're down here. So as they work their way through, yeah, there it goes. One finally went past. And realized, oh yeah, I can totally drive there, can't I? So we want to do some paths first of all before I do anything else. I got rid of zoning there. It must be off of that road. Okay. It's fine. Let's do just grid. Oh wow, that does not want to go there because of that key wall. So we're going to have to go there. But let's use this little space that kind of just, for whatever reason, we can't get zoned. Let's do these all the way across. Excuse me. And somehow we got zoning back on that road again. How did that happen? Wait, where did that come back into play? Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, cool. Back to paths. Okay, just get these all run through here so that we've got nice little alleyways / walkways for people to go through. Do we need to connect this up over here? Yeah, let's try. I don't know if it'll let me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, that's not even the right path. I don't know what that faded looking thing is, but if I move this with move it, kind of center it, will I get connections on both sides? Will it complain? I do not get connections on both sides, but it doesn't complain, so it's fine. It's close enough to that road that it will still function as intended. So yeah, we've got just a weird little gap right there, and I don't understand these gaps. I guess we're gonna fill up with path. That's whatever. But I don't know why that's there. It's just weird. All right, cool. So we will do commercial here because it shouldn't be on this road because we killed zoning on that road. But we're going to let it run and be sure real quick. So I don't want it. Actually, I'm going to... No, I'm going to leave that as is. I was going to get rid of this commercial, but don't need to. Wow, it does not want to... It's just like, even though we've got pretty good demand for commercial, it's just like, nah. I'm good. There it goes, finally. And we want the backs of these buildings right up against this road. Very, very intentionally. A by design sort of thing. Yeah. Just like that. Because now, even though I know this is like the nice road that everybody's passing through, at least like these back alleys and stuff look like they would really have access. So we're going to get some more stuff zoned in here. And then we're going to kind of repeat this pattern, sort of-ish, up here. I don't want to get right up against the schools. I want to leave a little space. And then we're going to come all the way across here. And I think we're going to do the rest of it residential. Just load it up. I mean, these are wall-to-wall buildings that are supposed to be used like in the pedestrian districts, but they work equally well in other uses. So we're going to get this to fill in. While that is building, I need more caffeine, so I'm going to run out to the kitchen real quick and grab a Dr. Pepper. I'll let you guys watch this fill in. This hasn't even finished filling in, and I'm already happier with how it looks. So we're going to do kind of the same thing on this side. We're going to bring the fence right alongside the road. We're going to bring it, and we're going to go straight here instead of following the neighborhood. We're going to bring this right up this way. So turn off everything by angle. That way I can get this just exactly where I want it. All the way up here. Probably to right about there. That's probably a nice spot to put a path, but I don't have a way for them to get all the way across. I probably should have thought about some of those, but I didn't, so oh well. We are going to make a connection here. Just like that. Just give them one extra way that they can walk through here. Yeah, they don't really have a whole lot of walkability out of that area, do they? Because of where I put the fencing. Should we change that? Nah, I think I'm going to leave it alone. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. It'll be fine. I'm kind of surprised by the number of cars using this, honestly. But it's taken some traffic off of this road, so that helps. So there's not a whole lot of ways in and out of here. Just 1, 2, 3. And then this one just has the 1. So it's kind of scary from like a safety perspective. Definitely would raise some eyebrows, I'm sure. So then over here, again, I just want to kind of around this area. I don't want to do anything too formal. So we're just going to... No, I don't want that. I don't want the... Copy. Come on, go. There we go. I want that. And we're just gonna copy in place, rotate this around, rotate it back around. We just need to add just a little landscaping right there. Yeah, that's all that area really needs. Back here, once these all get fully upgraded, okay, never mind. A lot of them already are. Really? I didn't think the land value was that good up here. It's surprisingly high. Huh. That one little park is pulling its weight, isn't it? Man. That's unreal. This rail is kind of scary looking, going up and down and all over the place. Does that even need to go up right there? Yeah, I guess there is a bit of an elevation change, isn't there? Yep, there is. And then that goes down. So yeah, it needs to be like that. Oh well, we'll just have to live with it. So here I want to make it feel like this development was a little bit more intentional. We're going to leave most of the trees that are here. But we are going to come through with like this big tall, I think this is the Boreal Pine. Yeah, and we're going to run a pretty straight line of these that's pretty dense right in behind this neighborhood to just give it some separation. Maybe not quite right there, maybe a little closer to the tracks. There we go. And then we're going to bring it down right here to give them that separation. And you do see neighborhoods that have just a line of trees kind of separating them. It's like the developer went in after the fact, after everything was finalized, and just created some screening. Just not wanting to make a curve. Whoa, come back, come back, come back. Stay over here. Let's maybe use the freeform tool. That's working a little better. Sort of. Not really, though. That's all right. Just get a couple little lines there. And then that's good. That gets the neighborhood separated from the rail line. Kind of hides it back there. And then we can just fill in the rest of this with just whatever. And by whatever, that's going to be the old standby of going to an area, grabbing a couple trees, and just filling it in. Place the neighborhood teenagers can sneak away from their parents' house and do teenagers things in the woods. Things all of us did as teenagers when we snuck away. I never had to sneak, though. I just was like going out. Okay, be back at such and such time. Okay, bye. For some reason, my parents trusted me. I never really understood why. Only they had known. Then we'll fill in back here a little bit because there's going to be a little empty space. Actually, we'll do something a little better back here. This is right up against the road. We'll mimic what we have on the new side. After we delete a bajillion trees. There we go. And then we will grab our horsey chestnut. And grab our little line there and try to get these at about the same spacing. That's not the tree yet. Selected. What are you doing to me? So definitely needs to increase. Probably about 12? No? I wish I would have paid attention to what I did on the other side when I did it. Then I don't know. It's closer. That'll work. That'll work just fine. So we'll come all the way down to there. And that's right alongside our bridge here. Cool. And then we can fill in some of the other space with just some other trees. What tree are you? Let's just manually do it instead of just copying stuff. Man, we're losing so much money again. So annoying. City was just rolling in dough for the longest time, and then just all of a sudden it's just like, I don't know if with one of the updates something got rebalanced as far as how much money it makes or loses, or what, but we've definitely been struggling for a while on the financial front. And I'm not 100% certain what to do to recover it. I mean, I know part of it is our industries go back and forth between importing and not importing. I had that all turned off and balanced, and then it seemed like our industries all broke after the last update, and they all just stopped making money because they all just stopped producing their main goods. So see, there's no reason any of these should have to be importing. They all manufacture more than enough raw resources to support the entire map by the order of, 10,000 tons or more of every resource is overproducing. And yet, they import. And that's part of what is impacting our profits. Even our fish industry is way down. Our unique factories are making some money, but there's not a lot. I'm almost curious if I can't crank them all up. But I don't think I have enough resources. But if we go into the budget and bump this up to like 110, that means everybody will... Let's go 115. Everybody will be producing more stuff at every factory. Which means that these dudes should eventually get a little bit more. I already had them at 110. I'm going to bump them to 120. And if they start complaining about not having enough goods, then we'll see. I don't know if we're going to be offsetting the budget increase enough or not doing this. I'm sorry, at 150. Okay. Where's my other ones? They're over here. We've got the clothing factory. My stomach is just rumbling. Does not feel good. That. And then somewhere we've got a bakery. It's already at 125, so we'll leave it alone. And then over here we have a furniture factory. It is at 100. We can bump that up to probably 120. Just anything to get us a little bit more cash, maybe. Any little thing. And then where is... No, it's here. Somewhere there's a petroleum factory. Is it you? Household plastic factory. Yeah. Bump you up to 120. And we'll just kind of keep an eye on all of the industry and see if it begins to suffer or not. So, all of this area that doesn't have trees. The reason it doesn't have trees is because it's painted to look like floodlands. Floodlands, if you prefer. I'm wondering if we keep that or not. What is it? What is that? Just sand then? I mean, I like the look of it. You know, it kind of gives it a... Oh, you can't undo that. Great. Okay, well, that's just forever gone then. Should stop. Go back. But, you know, I kind of like the way it looks. I mean, that's how floodplains look. You know, you've got areas that, if it's recently flooded, is covered in mud and washed away. The plant life was there. You start getting some scrub and grasses and stuff growing back in, and then the trees grow back in, and then it floods again. And that's just the way floodplains look. But I don't like the lack of screening that we have. So I want to make this area feel very separate and visually separated. The only way I want to be able to do that is with a forest up against the woods. I also would like to be able to come through here and do something different with this and actually landscape this area. So I don't really care for how this industry is just kind of hodgepodge. And this grew out really fast. And I think it looks so much better than it did. Yeah, when you're using these wall-to-wall buildings, you've got to get them to line up properly, or else they just kind of look like garbage. And we're starting to see some upgrades, so that's good. You know, it's the same story here. Like, this is just random. I'd like this to look a little better. So let's just kind of remove all of this. Let's go in here where I can remove all of this. Just clear all of this out. In all these areas I kind of want to make it look a little better. And we'll see what we can do to make them better. We are getting close to having this town detailed. Ooh, we've got this big gap of an area over here. What do we want to do over here? I don't know. What we don't want to do, though, is that. I made a mistake by bringing that out like that. We can bring this fence up. That'll help some. Let's do that. And then spin this back around. Thanks. And we're going to bring the fence in right along here. Just have to eyeball it for part of it. So that's going to go to about there-ish. Across to there. That's mostly straight. So yeah, we could just do a couple signature trees and just some things that kind of fill this area in, but not go nuts with it. Maybe this would be a good area to have like a line of these, but spread out pretty far. Jacarandas, or however you say it. I don't know. Doesn't have much presence there, does it? But we could also come in and, with these smaller bushes, bring this down to the width of the asset. And I want it set back just a little bit off the road. So I want to maintain those sight lines. Just run this all the way up to there. I don't know if that's the bush I really wanted, though, because it kind of looks funky. Did I have anarchy? I want to do that. Should not have placed that over these paths. See, it didn't there. I don't know if that's the bush I want. It's a little light. A darker bush. Should we try again? Freaking lane changers, quit it. You are the reason we have bad traffic in this game. Those last minute lane changers. I mean, that's true in real life. You know, like, you get on a highway and there's road construction coming up, and, like, you know, 2 miles before the construction starts, they've got, you know, merge now. And if everybody would just zipper merge back there where traffic's flowing, but no, there's always going to be that one guy. It's like, I'm going to get ahead of everybody and get as far up into this as I can, and they wait till they are out of space and then stop, and everybody has to stop and let that guy in. And then there's like 10 of those guys for every 50 drivers who are doing it right, and so when, you know, 20% of your people are waiting to the last second, you wind up with a traffic jam. If everybody would just zipper merge back where it says merge now, that would never happen. Traffic would just flow. But see, look, these guys aren't able to get through because of people merchant. And then look, they're trying to get up here. Are you asshat? Get in that lane back here. You could have gotten in that lane back here. What is wrong with you? Had it. No more merging. Stop it. You can pick your freaking lane when you come out there. Otherwise, you're just living with your choices, okay? You have plenty of room to pick a lane back here. Whoops. Actually, that side doesn't need the enforcement, just this side. Why? Hello? I have clicked this many times and you're not doing it. There you go. just gonna keep going farther and farther back until this problem is sorted. And then, you know, if there's a traffic jam on one lane, 'cause that's where they all want to be, so be it. But at least pick your lane. Back here, where there's not a problem. Instead of waiting to up here and causing problems for everybody. Freaking pricks. Here, I think this is causing a problem. Letting them go straight from both of those lanes. Just don't think it's what we want to do anymore. We can, however, let that lane go straight and that lane go straight because we've got double. And that should help those two a little bit. Hopefully, we start seeing more cars dive to the south side lane now. If they can go straight through there. Should be able to. Alright, so what else do we want to do in this area up here? Oh, dear Lord. What is happening here? Every time I turn around, there's new traffic somewhere. We want some sort of little bush up there just to kind of fill this in. I want to just keep doing the same damn thing over and over. What are you? You are nothing. You don't even exist. Okay. That's too small. That could look nice. It's almost the same color as what we have in there, so maybe we do like something that is just green. Regular bush is too big. That'll work. Ooh, regular tiny. That'll work. No, that's here. This will work right here. Regular bush. Was that what we call it? HW? Regular bush. His son was bush-like because he wasn't very smart. That's about right. And I know, you know, you get to be president. You must be somewhat educated and/or connected. We are talking about the man who said, "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, but you can't fool me twice." That was his rendition of that quote. I think it's important to remember that. You know, granted, I'd rather have W back any day than Cheeto. I think that area is fine. In fact, I don't think we need the fence. I think it kind of closes this green space off from the community. And I kind of like the idea of having a nice big green space for them to use. I think that will be just fine. Now, what do we do with places like this? In my experience, living in areas that have really heavy industry that are right next to the town, like right there, the only place that ever has any sort of attempt at landscaping is always right at the main entrance and then right around their office buildings. Everything else is usually just bulldozed flat. So, you know, people are like, well, you can beautify your industry areas. You can make them look nicer. Yeah, you can, but if what you're going for is ultra realism, you're then destroying the realism, because that's just not how it works. It's just always just parent. So I think I'm not really gonna do a whole lot here with the industry. I think I'm just gonna leave it ugly industry. I am, however, gonna turn on no parking back here and put in the parking lot behind it, because this just looks dumb with all these cars parked up here. There we go. Cool. And then we can throw a parking lot or two back here if I click the right button. So we've got these, but we also have like those Railroads of Japan ones, but I think that's probably best. Yeah, I like that. Now this is a very nice government building, so it could have some landscaping. No doubt. Oh man, my stomach is really not at all happy with me. It's knock-on effect from my allergies because you know you get all that sinus drainage, and when you're asleep, and sinus drainage, you gotta go somewhere, and it winds up your stomach, and you wind up with a tummy ache. It sucks. Just run a line of these here. Don't know what's gonna go down in this area yet, so I'm gonna leave this side alone. I'm just torn as to whether or not to do anything. I mean, this is clearly heavy industry roads, leading into a heavy industry area, leading into another heavy industry area. Like over here, I think it makes sense there's some trees and things because it's a little more removed from, you know, this was a later development. And it's definitely more removed from the old industry area. So maybe what we do is just find a little sliver here somewhere that isn't the densest in terms of trees. Just kind of grab that. Come back here. Just drop this in. Following this road. I'll do it a few times in each spot so it kind of fills up all the gaps. Do it this way. We're just going to fill in some of these spaces, some of these spaces back here. Though not a lot, because for the most part, a factory would have bulldozed most of its available land. They wouldn't have let a bunch of it sit around, because if they're going to grade the site, be able to build a building, they also want to go ahead at the same time, just for cost effectiveness, and grade the entire bit of land that they own, instead of coming back later and grading again if they're going to build a second building, which they may still have to do some grading if they expand operations, but they wouldn't have to do as much if they had done some of it up front. So I think that's enough for this side. I don't think this really needs... Yeah, I know there's a lot of commercial and a lot of office here, but this is like really just office and commercial to support industry. You know, so it's where the different industries have their corporate offices, their accounting departments, their legal floor, you know, all that good stuff. That's where these guys are. And then, of course, those offices need shops and things to go to for lunch and errand running and all that. But on this side, I think the fence is enough. I just don't think I need to really add in. It's an oil field with oil-related products. This whole area, I just can't see the benefit. Maybe back here by the parking lot. Maybe. Just like a row of young lindens. Just like some token landscaping as you enter this hellscape of the petroleum industry. I don't think you'd really ever see anything more than that. I think that's sufficient. And then this whole area, I mean, it's blah, but it's blah on purpose. It's industry. It's gross. See, again, like I mentioned, they have it. I know they won't expand that way, but as far as visual looks, it looks like they could expand out into the rest of their land if they wanted to. That's why they all have such big lots. I'm just gonna leave this area alone for the most. Yeah, I just don't see. I just don't see the need. And then same thing over here. I think that just just random little bits of trees are all that's needed. Just the places they haven't bulldozed yet or didn't when they were originally building. I don't think it really needs a whole lot more detail than that. Just gonna drop some in and call it a day on that. Cool. So what else do we have left in the town? I know that this area over here hasn't been done, but this area's not even built yet, so we're gonna just ignore that. We're gonna leave industry as is. It's barren wasteland. Heavy industries, barren wasteland. This area we haven't developed yet, so there's no point in detailing it. I think the only thing that's remaining is the area Destin built. That one and that one. Those are the only places I haven't really touched. We could do more with the farm, but I'm going to be building more over here anyway eventually. So I don't really see the need to do it right now. And the only thing we're going to do is add in like windbreak lines of trees that you see a lot of times on farms. Just those straight shots of trees that are like 4 or 5 trees wide, and it's literally just there to, help with soil erosion from wind. But we're going to try to get a little neighborhood in back here. And another one down here. So we'll deal with that. We did all the detailing up here, except, again, the areas that Destin built I didn't touch. Everything else I've redone, and it's looking all right. So I'm pretty sure that just leaves us with right here. And this should be pretty simple to fix. But to start with, I'm just going to remove what's here. Because some of it stayed, some of it didn't. From the mod conflicts. I'm just going to take out everything that's in this neighborhood and then redo it. That'll be the last thing we have to do. And Broston County will be done. I give it back to Destin. And he can get on with his build. For episode 14, I think, is the one he's going to kick off. You guys are seeing the city as it existed after the end of 13. Yeah, see, there was tons of landscaping that we had done back here, and none of it made the transition from the old mods to the new mods. And a lot of this will just be put back exactly as is, just in these blank areas, just trees. But for now, I just want to get a clean slate so I can see what I'm working with. Like, which trees are built into assets and which ones aren't, which we now have a good idea of that. The only thing is I did accidentally delete a couple of these and I didn't mean to. So have you guys all had a good weekend? Mine's been alright. I actually got to do 3 streams this weekend, and that always makes me happy. Police station is right there up against that road. Probably not ideal, but I'm just gonna tell the cops to suck it up. Alright, so we're gonna go all the way up to the front of this area and start from there. And I think, even though these are just offices, I think we should have some sort of screening happening here. And